Another day, waking up to a new package. Favorite way to wake up. So, I'm probably gonna have to cut that beginning part out because I definitely showed my address. But, pretty sure this is all front end alignment stuff. I got new lower control arms, I got the bushing for it, I got new tie rods. I think that's it, but I got an SCP Euro package and I got this package. Don't remember exactly what's in there, so let's just dig into it, I guess. Got a wine voucher. I know all the people that hate Turner Motorsports love those. We got our brand new tie rods. We got inner and outers. So we currently have E46 control arms, which use, I think, E92 outers. Basically, I'm just trying to put it back to stock and put it back to new, so it just feels nice and not weird and shaky and weird caster and all that shit. The loudest FedEx truck ever driving by. You got some front control arm bushings that are garagistic. I said I would never order from them again after they made me wait like a month for my seat bracket, but here I am. They make the cheapest bushings, so why not? I did order it through Turner, so they didn't have the chance to screw me on the shipping side. But yeah, these are the offset ones, so we'll get more caster, and I had to get new ones because the E46 ones use hex bits and the E36 ones are circular, as you can see. And we got our giant SCP Euro box. Chop this bad boy open. I also got some Black Rock. It looks like purple Fanta, but it gave me nice and energized. Oh yeah, I was gonna put this package on my hood, but I noticed one of the control arms is already falling out, so it's probably not a good idea. I went to put the package on the ground and you just see fucking control arms just poking out. So these are the Melee, something like that. HD control arms, and they're literally like 170 bucks for two, and you get like better quality bushings than factory, so it's kind of a no-brainer. But you got brand new control arm. Hopefully fix our shaky wheel problems. If it doesn't, at least we'll know that it's bad wheels. But looks pretty badass. We can get these bad boys thrown on there. Hopefully get this car feeling new again. I'm gonna go ahead and get the front end jacked up and start pulling shit off. I've never done this before, but hopefully it isn't too bad. It doesn't seem like it will be in my head, but you never really know with this kind of shit. Also, these E36 arms, obviously, like I explained, the E46 arms have a wider track width, so hopefully these E36 arms will push the wheel in about an inch either way, so that way we can actually put our over fenders on and get rid of this ugly cutout fender. And yeah, I have quite a steering wheel shake. I don't know if you've watched old videos, but basically if I'm driving and I let go of the wheel, it'll kind of just shake. Could be a bent wheel, which is always a possibility, but either way, the alignment guy told me the ball joint is bad on the control arms, and the left tie rod feels kind of sketchy, so either way this is going to be a good move. Also the caster feels weird because I'm pretty sure the E46 arms mess with the caster. So overall a good move. If we still have a weird wheel shake problem, at least we know it's the wheels. So let's dig into it. Bro, I'm looking up how to do this shit. Look at this shit. I don't know if you guys can read that. The 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 24, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19 socket. It's like every single socket there is, bro. Alright y'all, so we got both sides off officially. We got both sides control arms off, both sides tie rods out. Basically suspension just can flop around now. It's just coil over, attach the knuckle, attach the sway bar. That's pretty much it. So yeah, here's our new stuff versus the old stuff. It's all nice and caked up. And then like I said, this tie rod is pretty bad. This one's okay. But yeah, this one is definitely pretty bad. And then this shit is like loose. So definitely not good. So we're gonna pull these bushings out of the lollipop, put these ones in, and put the lollipop onto the control arm, and we can start throwing it all back together. Also, the only part I'm a little bit nervous about is getting the alignment right, but I'm just gonna make sure, especially it's probably even more fucked up because I had like uneven rack spacers on each side of the rack beforehand, which also could have been causing leaks. I have crazy power steering leak, but I noticed one of the lines, the metal part is gouging into the rubber part, so I'm probably gonna have to get a new line, but at least I know what it is now because it's not leaking from any of the lines like visibly, so that's probably my problem. But yeah, I'm just gonna set up the tie rods so they're even on both sides, and then just put it together like that, and then I can drop the car down, put the toe plates on there, measure the toe, and then I can adjust it from there. As long as it's even on both sides, should be good and accurate. So let's put these bushings into the lollipops. Alright, what's up y'all? So we basically have one side together. It wasn't that bad to put on there. It was a little bit difficult, but not anything crazy. I am gonna wait to tighten the inner ball joint up till I get a 21mm from the store, because if I don't, it's gonna take me like 3 hours, and if I just get a socket, it'll be like 2 minutes. The only other thing I got, I don't know what they're called, but like the covers for the inner tie rods on there, on this side, and then we went ahead and left the outer tie rod loose just so we can mess with it after we put the car on the ground to see where we're at. But it looks super towed in, or towed out, which isn't good. I'm guessing it has something to do with my knuckles, because these are just all stock E36 stuff, so it should work, but my knuckles are like chopped, so it's moved closer to the inside of the knuckle. And I can show you guys. Basically, this is what it looks like, all kind of put together. But basically, I mean, if you have freaking eyes, you can tell that this is already super towed out, so if it would focus. So yeah, hopefully, I mean, maybe it'll change once it's on the ground, but I kind of doubt it. It's probably just going to be towed out, and I'm going to have to figure out some sort of tie rod situation, but I do know what I did to it, so I can at least make it the same on the other side, so it shouldn't be super weird. It'll just be kind of towed out for now. So now we're going to go ahead and do the other side, and then we'll head out and go get that 21mm socket, throw the car on the ground, and check out our alignment situation. Also, I was like using an impact gun to tighten this thing with that ball joint press, and it fucking like exploded the Derlin bushing, but honestly I think it's probably fine. And then we have that set screw in there, so it'll make sure it won't rotate and stuff, so kind of legit, kind of sketch, but I think it'll hold up just fine. So my $2,000 camera has stopped working. Earlier it was telling me SD card error and some shit like that. Now it's telling me system error. I can't do anything with it. So, yeah. Fucking system error. My camera, the fucking $2,000 camera just stops working. It says system error. Yeah, if you can't tell, I've been working on my car for 9 hours straight. But so we literally have one more nut. So I went to Home Depot. I already filmed this clip on my camera, but it doesn't work, even though it's a $2,000 camera. Got a 21mm wrench. Because I've been using an adjustable wrench, and there's just not enough room on the driver's side. I was able to get the passenger side tight, but there's more room because it doesn't have all the power steering stuff over there. So hopefully this will get us right. It's like way skinnier than like the adjustable wrench, then we can finally put the car back on the ground. But I feel like it already looks so much nicer. I swear, E46 on, I mean, obviously it makes sense, but because they're not supposed to be in there, but they just don't really look right in there. So he's just definitely looks more proper. Looks like we're gonna have like almost zero camber. We're gonna be able to dial in our toe, and should overall make the ride like 6,000 times better. So yeah, hopefully, let's see if we can tighten this shit up. All right, y'all, we finally got the car back on the ground, and we are checking out the toe alignment now. We're kind of far off, but let me show you guys. All right, so in the back we have 69 and 3/8, I believe. Can't really pull it or else it'll fuck everything up. But and then over here we have 68 and 1/8, so basically an inch and I think that'd be 2/8, which is like one quarter, so an inch and a quarter off. So we have an inch and a quarter toe in, which makes sense if you look at this side, but it's a little bit hard to tell because, well, one, it's dark over here and it actually looks kind of toed out over here, but I think my steering wheel is just kind of off center. So we're just going to go ahead and focus on the wheels themselves, and then we can worry about getting the steering wheel centered. But so if we have an inch and a quarter toe in, we basically need to toe out each side. What would that be? Like a ½ inch plus 1/8. 5/8. I don't know, 5/8 on each side. I gotta double check my math there, but so we'll toe out each side by 5/8 or whatever it is, and then check again. Alrighty, so what I found out very quickly is that inches of toe in or toe out does not mean inches of tie rod, if that makes sense. So because I basically added not even 5/8, like less than half of 5/8, so we can say a quarter inch of less. I moved the outer tie rod a 1/4 inch outwards. I ended up with 67 3/4 and 69 1/2. So now I have an 1.5 inch toe out. So basically, just because you have an inch toe out doesn't mean you need ½ inch less tie rod on each side, if that makes sense. So since I ended up with more toe out I did basically 5 turns, 5 360s of the outer tie rod. And since I ended up with more toe out than I originally had toe in, I'm guessing like 3 more turns in should be perfect. They're very unscientific, but I think it'll work. We finally got it perfect. Well, close enough to perfect. It's pretty freaking close. So it ended up being 3 turns in. So I calculated basically, I don't even know. I'd have to look at my notes app, to be honest. But it was like every turn is 0.6 of an inch in terms of like actual tire toe in. So we did 3 turns in on each side, and let me show you guys. So once again, I can't really pull both of them and hold the camera at the same time, but as you can see, that's 69. And you basically have 69, damn near 69 3/4 on both sides, which is perfect. The only thing is, as you can see, it's kind of hard to tell, but this tire is pointing in a little bit. This one is pointing out a little bit, which is okay, but I think our steering wheel is just kind of off a little bit. Also, pro tip, if you're doing this yourself, you put a jack stand on the other side so it's not freaking wobbling around and crashing and making noise. So hopefully we can just loosen that thing up and then straighten it up and then tighten it back up, and we should be chillaxing. Wait, will that even work? I don't know. Who knows? All right, so my camera just gave me the same system error even though I'm on 1080p, which is majorly depressing. But yeah, wheels look pretty much straight. They kind of both look toed out, but I think it's just because of the over fenders. I think it's about as straight as I'm gonna get it. And we have on the toe plates, we have 69, let me show you. Or sorry, 68 3/4 in the front, 68 7/8 in the back, which basically means we have, I believe, an eighth inch toe in. So, I mean, that's pretty damn close enough for me without being on an alignment rack. So we're gonna tighten everything up and take this baby for a spin. All right, it does seem like it's letting me record now. We got a new SD card. So I guess that SD card is just messed up. I don't know what happened, but everything's back together. I'm not sure how great the alignment is, to be honest, but I guess we'll see when we drive it. But we do have the over fenders back on. Like I said, track width is a little bit less now, and it looks like we should be totally chilling rubbing wise. We got both sides on. Now I can throw the camera in the car. We can go take this thing for a spin, see how it feels. Pretty excited. I've been working on this for way too long. The car looks pretty cool. All right, let's go. Here we go now, y'all. Back it up now, y'all. Finally taking this thing for a spin. Got new lower control arms, new alignment, new tie rods, new car, basically. Here we go. So turn the boost down a little bit just so I don't have to worry about it. I think I'm just going to leave it low and then just look at the data logs and slowly turn it up till I'm where I'm at. But we're going to do that later. Because my laptop is dead. Alright, here we go. idea what that's gonna look like because I filmed on different SD cards and iPhones and all kinds of stuff. But if you guys enjoyed, drop a like, smash that freaking like button. Catch you guys next time.